Mr. Chairman, Admiral Harris, aloha, welcome.
Aloha. Yeah.
I've just returned back to Washington yesterday after holding a whole string of town hall meetings across the state of Hawaii on each island. And the question and concern raised about North Korea's threat, yes, to the United States, but specifically to Hawaii, was a constant question and theme that came up on each of our islands there. Given Hawaii is home to your headquarters, how do you characterize the threat of North Korea specifically to Hawaii, and how confident are you in our current BMD capabilities against that threat?
Yeah, thanks, Congresswoman. I am concerned about it. I believe that our ballistic missile architecture is sufficient to protect Hawaii today, but it can be overwhelmed, and you know, if Kim Jong-un or someone else launched ballistic missiles, ICBMs against the United States, and then you know, someone would have to make the decision on which ones to take out or not. So that's a difficult decision. I think that we would be better served. My personal opinion is that we would be better served with a defensive Hawaii radar and interceptors in Hawaii. I know that that's being discussed. I don't want to get ahead of those discussions, but I think we ought to study it for sure, and then make that decision as a department what the best way forward is. But Kim Jong-un is clearly in a position to threaten Hawaii today, in my opinion.
Thank you. And in what you're suggesting, having a radar as well as interceptors in Hawaii specifically, how confident are you in that technology that's being discussed in being able to effectively intercept an ICBM coming towards us?
It depends on the systems. You know, I'm getting ahead of ourselves just a little bit, because you know, I'm suggesting that we study the basing of interceptors in Hawaii. The type of interceptors, you know, that's the next level of detail, which I'm not part of that discussion. I think that the defensive Hawaii radar is coming. I think the interceptors piece is something that's yet to be determined. But I believe we should certainly look at it, and I think we'd be somehow not doing our job if we didn't look at it.
And could you expand a little bit on what you mentioned on the current BMD capability being sufficient, but if overwhelmed would create a situation where difficult choices would be made? Could you maybe spell out a scenario?
Yeah, in this hearing room, I'll just say that we have X number of interceptors that can shoot down Y number of targets, and if the opposition fired Y+1, then that's at least one. Yeah. That will get through.